Hey guys, welcome to another session of Java. In this session, we are going to discuss about what is class, what is an object, what are data members and methods, and how static members will work. Before we start, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for all the updates. What is class? A class is a building block of an application. If we consider any application consists of many functionalities. So each of these functionalities can be achieved by defining the classes. So basically a class represents the functionality or behavior. Let's create our first class in Java and discuss more on it. So I am just opening IntelliJ IDEA. So click on new project. So we have Amazon Creative version which is JDK. Then click on next and click on next. Here I am going to give class demo finish. So we have class demo project and it is loading. Yeah, let us create one package, new package Codewell Tech. I am creating package to club all our classes in one package. So now right click, new Java class demo, and we know that every Java project should have the main method. So I am going to define the main method here. To write the main method, you can use the shortcut main, enter. You can see the main method is there. Under the Codewell Tech package, right click, new Java class. I am going to create class called person, enter. If you observe the signature of the class, we have the public, which is nothing but a access modifier, and class is the keyword to create the classes, and person is the class name. And if you observe, it follows the Pascal case where first letter of the word will be capital letter. So in real time, how the person will have some attributes or properties like name, age, height, weight. The class in Java also will have these properties or attributes, and these are called fields. So and we define them as a variables, right? Like string name, the person will have the name, byte, age, and person will have the height, and person will have weight. So these are called fields or class variables or instance variables. So these all fields represents the state of the class, and the class will have the state and behavior. The person behavior means the person can walk, person can eat, and person can sleep. So all these represents the behavior of the person. So nothing but a behavior of the class. So we define behavior of the class in terms of methods. So how to declare the method? Public, I'm gonna give void, and I'm gonna say introduce. So public void introduce. So this is the method name. So here I write shout hello. Here we are saying hello and name, nothing but a person name. And now this is method. So a method will always have the return type, nothing but a void here, because we are not returning anything but just printing the name of the person. And here introduce is the method name, and it follows the camel case where first letter of the word will be small. And let's say if you want to have the longer name like introduce person, then you can have like this, and where the first letter of the second word will be capital letter. So this is nothing but a camel case. Now we just discuss about class. Now what is an object? So class is nothing but a blueprint or a plan. So using this blueprint of person, you can create one or more instances of person, nothing but objects. So let's go to class demo, and here in the main method we need to use that person class. So you can just simply type person. So since we have person and class demo both are in the Codewell Tech package, we can directly access the person class. So person, and you can name it anything, calling it as P1, let's say, equal to new person. So to create the object or instance of the class, you need to use the keyword called new keyword and then class name, and then you have to use the parenthesis like this and semicolon. You know that every statement should end by semicolon. And now how to set the name to the person. So we have the name variable here. You can access the name variable using the instance of the class. So here p1 is the instance or object. So p1 dot name equal to, let's say, John. And now let's call this method called introduce person. So how to call it? The same way how you access the variables of the class, you can access the methods of the class also. So p1 dot introduce person, and the introduce person is not accepting any parameters, so we can just call without any parameters. So here we are accessing the name here just with the instance of the class, right? p1 is the instance of the class, so we are accessing like p1 dot name. So that's why these fields like name, age, height, weight, these are called instance variables. And run the demo. Now you can see that hello, and which is nothing but this one, and hello John Smith. So this value printed from the introduce person function. So as I said, you can create more than one object to the class, but the object name should be different. So you should not have the same object names. Now I just created a person p2, set the name Vijay, and here not p1 dot name, should be p2 dot name. Now you need to call p2 dot introduce person. So now right click and run class demo. Now you're gonna see hello John Smith, which is printed from the introduce person of p1 object, and the second one hello Vijay, which is printed from the introduce person method of p2 object. Here the p1 p2, these two objects are independent, and so they will not share the same data. So the same way you can create any number of objects for the class. Here we are setting p1 dot name John Smith, right? Here impose some validation or restrictions, right? For that you can use the setters and getters methods like public void, again this is method set name. So here I am writing the method called set name, and this is going to take one parameter string. So I am going to set the name. So name is the string type, so I define string and name. Here we should assign the name of the set name method to the name of the person class. So for that, so we need to access this instance variable or class variable inside this method. So when you have the same name, like here we have name and here also we are a name. So in that case, we should access this instance variable using the this keyword. So this dot name equal to, and we are gonna assign this name. And when you say this dot name, it always refers to the instance variable or class variable. And when you say this name, this is nothing but a local variable, and its scope is limited to the set name method only. On outside you can't access this name. And now we can provide the validation like if name dot is empty. Is empty is a method, string method. So you can check whether this is empty or not, or name equal to null. So don't worry about this condition statement like if condition. I will explain it in our upcoming sessions. So as of now, just see the validation that we are imposing. And here if the name is empty or null, then just return. So don't assign the value. So otherwise just assign the value. The name will not be set to this dot name if the name is empty or null. Just use p1 dot set name and just pass empty, and same way use p2 dot set name, pass empty, and right click hello null, hello null. So null is the default value of string, and you are seeing hello null instead of hello empty. So earlier when we set like this p1 dot name equal to empty, we just saw hello and some empty value, but now we are seeing the null value because here we have provided the validation that if it is empty or null, just return and don't execute this. And that's why you can see hello null instead of that, right? So this way you can provide the validation. You should not assign value to this instance variable directly. Instead of that, so you can write a setter method like set name and write some validation code, and based on the validation you assign the value. So now just set John Smith and Vijay and remove this. And even if you have this also, if we are setting again this here, right? So even if you have the p1.name here empty, and again if you are setting, the program will consider John Smith only. So right click, pass, now run it. Now you are gonna see hello John Smith, hello Vijay. So because now we are not passing any empty value or null value, so it will come here and set the value for it. So by now we have completed what is class and what are the fields and methods, how to call the method and how to set the value to the fields, right? Now let us see what are the static members and static methods. Let's say you have the data that is common to all the persons and the data that is not going to be overridden, and that kind of data you have to be defined using the static. So I'm going to define country name. Normally you define like this, right? If you want to define any string variable, string country equal to, let's say I say India. This is normal declaration of the variable. So if you want to make it static, so you have to use the static keyword before that. So now this is the static variable. So what is the difference between the static variable and instance variable or class variable? We use the object or instance name to access the instance variable. Like if you want to access the name, we have to use p1.name. You can't directly call it as like person.name. You can't call it and it give you error. But you can call the static variables using the class name. So you can directly call like this person dot, you can just see country. So you can call the static variables or methods without creating the object or instance. You can write person dot country, right click and run. You can see the India, public string get country, and here we return country, and here just use static. The return type of the method should match with the type of the value we are returning from the method. So here the country type is string and the return type of the method also string, so no problem. And now we use the static keyword. So when you use the static keyword, you can directly call it. So take this and you can directly call with the class name without using the instance or object name. Now right click, run. So you get the output like hello Vijay India, right? So this is about static variable and static methods. So by now we have completed all our topics. So before we starting our next session, I would like to give you an assignment or coding challenge. So create a calculator class where you have the two variables like first number, second number, and set the first number, second number value using the two methods like set first number, set second number, and have the methods for addition, subtraction, division and multiplication. And when you call the add method, you should print the sum of the first number and second number, and same way when you call the multiplication, you should print the multiplication of these first number, second number. Like that you implement all the methods and post your code in comment section. If you have any doubts, I will be happy to clear you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more updates.